Hi students, welcome to Chem Free tutorial. In this video, let's see class 10th science chapter 1 chemical reactions and equations part 4. Okay, types of chemical reactions. In part 3, we have studied the type of chemical reaction, the first two types. One is combination reaction, next one is decomposition reaction. In this video, we are going to study about the third type, displacement reaction. Displacement means moving from its position, that is called a displacement. Okay, so displacement reaction means that is a more reactive metal displace the least reactive metal. That reaction, those reaction in which a more reactive metal displace the least reactive element, that is called a displacement reaction. Before we study about this reaction, we want to know we want to study about the reactivity series. Okay, reactivity series, what is mean by reactivity series means the elements, that the metals are arranged according to their reactivity. That is a decreasing order of reactivity, that is called a displacement reaction. Okay, first one is decreasing order means that is higher from low. Okay, the first one is more reactive element, potassium. Next one is sodium, barium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, and the next one is hydrogen. Okay, above hydrogen they are all, that is more reactive. Next one is medium reactive. Next one is below hydrogen, carbon, mercury, silver, gold, platinum, these are least reactive. Okay, that is the less reactive elements. The platinum is the least reactive element. Okay, first we want to know the reactivity series, which one is more reactive, which one is less reactive. We can study through the reactivity series. Okay, next we'll study about the displacement reaction. Let's explain displacement reaction by doing one activity. Displacement reaction. For this, we take two test tube. For this, we want two test tube. That is test tube A and test tube B. Test tube A and test tube B. Okay, in two test tubes, we want to take 10 ml of copper sulfate. 10 ml of copper sulfate. In each test tube, we want to take 10 ml of copper sulfate. Here also 10 ml of copper sulfate. Next, take one iron nail. Okay, we want to take one iron nail. Okay, this one is an iron nail. Okay, before use, we want to clean this iron nail with a sandpaper. Tie this iron nail with a thread. Okay, tie this iron nail with a thread. Now suspend this iron nail into the test tube A. Okay, suspend this iron nail into the test tube A. Okay, you wait for some time, that is wait for 30 minutes. Okay, after 30 minutes, if we want to keep these two into undisturbed for some time. Okay, wait for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, that is in test tube A, the color of copper sulfate, okay, the color of this copper sulfate solution changes into light green. Okay, the color of this copper sulfate solution changes into light green. Here, as it is the copper sulfate is what color? That is blue color copper sulfate solution. Here the second test tube will be the same blue color copper sulfate. Okay, in the first test tube, okay, after adding this iron nail and we want to wait for half an hour. After this, okay, the color of copper sulfate fades and changes into light green color, and the iron nail, here the inside one iron nail is there, no? The iron nail change, that is brownish coating on the surface. Okay, in the iron nail, a brownish coating on the surface. We will see the brownish coating on the surface on the iron nail. Okay, so from this experiment, what happened during this reaction, when iron combines with the sulfuric acid, okay, when iron combines with the sulfuric acid, it forms iron sulfate. Okay, iron sulfate plus copper. Okay, which the iron is the more reactive element. Copper, already we know that copper is the least reactive element. This one is more reactive element. This one is a less reactive element. Iron being the more reactive element, this displaces copper from copper sulfate from its compound. Okay, copper sulfate is a compound. Okay, iron is a more reactive element, displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. So this iron combines with the sulfate to form iron sulfate and copper. Okay, copper. This reaction is called a displacement reaction. A more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its compound, and this reaction is called a displacement reaction. We can write some more example for this displacement reaction. For example, copper. Okay, combines with the silver nitrate. Okay, silver nitrate formula is AgNO3. Combine to form copper nitrate. Okay, it forms this copper combines with the silver nitrate to form copper nitrate and leave us that is silver. Okay, here 2AgNO3 to form copper nitrate formula CuNO3 twice. Okay, copper nitrate plus 2Ag. 2Ag. Next one is some more examples. Zinc with the copper sulfate. We can see zinc with the copper sulfate. Which one is more reactive here? Zinc is the more reactive element. Copper is the less reactive element. So, zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate. Okay, zinc sulfate plus copper. Next one is, we see some more examples. Next one is lead. Lead combines with the copper chloride CuCl2. What happened? Lead is the more reactive, copper is less reactive. So what happened? PbCl2 plus copper. PbCl2 plus copper. Okay, these are some of the examples of this displacement reaction. Magnesium also we can write. Magnesium combines with copper sulfate. Okay, to form magnesium sulfate plus copper. So, what is displacement? A more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its compound is called a displacement reaction. Next one is the fourth one, double displacement reaction. Okay, displacement means a more reactive element displaces the less reactive element from its compound is called a displacement. What is double displacement reaction? Double displacement means those reaction in which the exchange of ions. Okay, exchange of ions between the reactant. Okay, exchange of ions between the reactant are called a double displacement reaction. Those reactant in which different atoms or group of atoms are exchanged. Okay, let's explain this double displacement reaction by doing one activity. Okay, for this we need two test tube. Okay, one test tube and another test tube. Two test tube we need. In the first test tube, we want to take 3 ml of, that is 3 ml of sodium sulfate. 3 ml of sodium sulfate. In the next test tube, we want to take 3 ml of barium chloride, that is barium chloride formula. Already 9th standard we have studied about the formula of sodium sulfate Na2SO4 and barium chloride is BaCl2. This also 3 ml, equal amount of, one is 3 ml of sodium sulfate, next one is 3 ml of barium chloride. Now we mix these two solutions. Okay, we mix these two solutions. Which one? Mix this barium chloride into this sodium sulfate. Now you mix the barium sulfate. Now we mix the barium chloride into this barium chloride into sodium sulfate. Already here sodium sulfate is there. Now we mix this barium chloride into this. Okay, by mixing these two solutions, what do you observe? Okay, now take 3 ml of sodium sulfate in one test tube. Another test tube take 3 ml of barium chloride solutions. Okay, now mix these two solutions. What do you observe? Okay, what do we observe? Now we will observe a white substance is formed. Okay, when we mix these two solutions, we can get a white substance. Okay, a white substance is formed. Okay, a white substance is formed. This substance is called precipitate. This white substance is called precipitate. Okay, precipitate is obtained. Okay, any reaction that produce a precipitate, it can be called a precipitation reaction. And this reaction, double displacement reaction, also called a precipitation reaction. So, any reaction that produce a precipitation can be called a precipitation reaction. Now, let's write this reaction. Okay, first one is sodium sulfate. Na2, we will write chemical equation. Na2SO4, sodium sulfate, plus the next one is barium chloride, formula BaCl2. Now, the exchange of ion will take place. Here the charge for this, okay, SO4, charge for this, that is 2Na plus. Here 2Na plus, this one is SO4, 2 minus, charge for this NO4, 2 minus. Here barium chloride, Ba2 plus. Okay, Ba2 plus, next one is chlorine is minus 1. Now exchange of ion between the two. Here this plus combines with the, Okay, this barium is plus charge. It will combines with the sulfate, exchange of ion. Next one is sodium combines with the chlorine to form sodium chloride. So the products are first one is barium. Okay, barium is positive charge combines with the SO4 2 minus to form barium sulfate, plus next one is this sodium combines with the chlorine to form 2NaCl. Exchange of ions. Exchanging means giving the old one. Already in the month of December we used to see that exchange offer. Exchange offer means we want to give the old one and get the new one. That is called we want to give one and get one. That is called exchange offer. So here also it exchange of ions between the two reactant, that is called a double displacement reaction. Sodium sulfate, sodium Na, that is sodium charge for this Na plus, two sodium atoms are there, so 2Na. SO4, the charge for this is SO4 2 minus, barium is Ba2 plus and Cl2 is 2Cl minus. Okay, this plus charge exchange with minus, so this Ba2 plus exchange the ions with SO4 2 minus, it forms BaSO4 plus lead nitrate combines with the potassium iodide, it forms lead iodide. Okay, this Pb2 plus NO3 minus, K plus and I minus. Okay, exchange of ion. This one is positive, this one is a negative ion, here positive ion, this one is negative ion. This positive ion exchange with a negative. So to form this Pb combines with the iodine, K combines with the potassium, combines with the nitrate. It forms the PbI2, potassium iodide, plus here that is 2KNO3, potassium nitrate. Okay, what about the color of this? Okay, what about the color of this lead iodide? Okay, lead iodide is a precipitate. The color of the precipitate is yellow color. Okay, the color of the precipitate is yellow in color. Yellow color precipitate. Yellow color precipitate is, we get yellow color precipitate, and this reaction is also called a double displacement reaction or precipitation reaction. We will write some more example. When silver nitrate, okay, AgNO3 combines with the NaCl, sodium chloride. Silver nitrate combines with the sodium chloride. This Ag combines with the Cl, Na combines with the, here Ag combines with the Cl to form AgCl. Next Na combines with the NaCl to form here AgCl plus next one is NaNO3. This AgCl is, otherwise it is called the silver chloride, also called a white color precipitate, and this reaction is called a double displacement reaction or otherwise precipitation reaction. Oxidation. What is meant by oxidation? This also we can explain. 3 gram of copper powder. Take 3 gram of copper powder in a china dish. Okay, and then we can heat it over the flame. The color of this copper powder, the copper powder is reddish brown in color. Copper powder is reddish brown in color. It turns black substance. The color of this turns black color substance. Reddish color turns black color substance. Why? Why this reddish color turns black in color? Heat 1 gram of copper powder in a china dish. Okay, what do we observe? Okay, the copper powder becomes black. Why this black color substance is formed? Okay, copper being oxidized. Okay, copper has been oxidized to copper oxide. When copper, okay, combines with oxygen to form copper oxide, that is 2CuO. This is called a copper oxide. Okay, copper 2 oxide. Okay, here copper 2 oxide is formed. Okay, this copper powder is reddish brown. Copper powder is reddish brown in color. It turns black substance. A black substance is formed. A black color substance, that is copper oxide. Why? Due to this copper is getting copper has been oxidized to copper oxide. That's why the color changes from reddish brown to black color. And this process is called oxidation. Due to the formation of copper oxide, it turns black in color. And this reaction is called oxidation.